The first school of thought, a school of thought said that Abraham knew that Sarah was going to discourage him if he told her that he was going to sacrifice their son Isaac. So he just, had to find a way to push her out of the picture. And so, they believe that Abraham must have sent Sarah on an errand to Hebron, like maybe get to Hebron and do so, so that she'll be out while he did what he wanted to do. That's a school of thought. Well, that's their own belief. I do not believe it 100%. You can't send somebody on an errand that the person will now go there and remain there until she died. For me, it doesn't gel. Another school of thought believed that Sarah learned of what Abraham was going to do, that he was planning to sacrifice their son Isaac, and so she fought it. Abraham insisted that he was going to do it because it was an explicit instruction from God. So Sarah said, a man that can sacrifice his son can do anything. So I'm not going to live with this man. This man knows how long we stayed looking for this boy, and then we finally got him, and then you woke up one day and tell him you want to go and sacrifice him. Not in my presence, not when I'm still present here. No, that made her leave Abraham, and so Abraham now continued to do his sacrifice. That's another school of thought. But me, what my own school of thought is, and I believe it, is because I read it from the Bible. People will argue with me, but my own is to give you the gist. Your own is to either accept it or refuse it. So let's go. My own school of thought is that Abraham got a side chick for himself. And Sarah must have tried to tell him to send her away, and Abraham refused this time around. And so Sarah said, well, I'm not going to stay here. And so she left to Hebron. But that's what I believe happened. Why do I believe so? Let's read Genesis chapter 25, verses 5 and 6. Abraham gave everything he owned to his son Isaac, but before he died, he gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent them off to a land in the east away from Isaac. Who were his concubines? If the Bible said concubine, I would have said, okay, Hagar. But concubines, I called Hagar side chick. Somebody told me Hagar is not a side chick. I should not call her side chick. I should call her concubine. Leave me to use the contemporary words. I'm giving you gist in our own language, and you don't want it. You want me to still be saying, knowest thou not that thou shouldest not? Please, calm down. Let us use our own language so that we'll get the gist very well. Hagar was a side chick. Keturah was another side chick of Abraham. You do not know. Let me give you gist. Now, after the Bible had mentioned it in this chapter 25, concubines. It was not one person. While we may not know the number of concubines Abraham had totally, I can speak on two. I can speak about Hagar and Keturah. I'm going to show you from the Bible. I know some people will still want to counter it with something else they also read from the Bible, but I will still do another video on that. But calm down and follow what I'm saying. 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 32. The sons of Keturah, Abraham's concubine, were Zimrah, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Abraham's what? Concubine. I do not write this. It is in your Bible. The Bible did not call her wife there. The Bible called her what? Concubine in that place. And then in also Genesis 25:5, the Bible referred to concubines. Abraham had side chicks. One of them was Keturah. And Keturah may have been the one that made Sarah leave. So I believe that Sarah was someone that her deal breaker was infidelity. So she left. And then when she left, she went to another land, the land of Hebron. And that was where she stayed until she died. And the Bible said Abraham mourned her dear, then got a land where he now buried her. That was the land Abraham was later still buried in when he later died. The gist here is avoid infidelity as a man. It scatters homes. Focus on your wife so that your wife will not leave you. If you cannot be content with one woman, I don't know what you're looking for.